Male hairdressers, welcome to your reading. Let's find out what it is that God wants you to know at this time. Most High God, if there's anybody trying to interfere with this reading, please block them so we can receive the messages that you brought us here to receive. Do step in and deliver your messages to we, your children. Thank you. Okay. That was a message for me. Alrighty, so the subject matter of your reading, Cancer male hairdressers. Okay, we got church. So this is talking about good behavior. Okay? It's talking about being upright. Okay. I have to check these two to see how they need to be interpreted before we start, yeah? And that one. Okay. So. Okay. Okay, I shouldn't laugh for this one. All right. So let's just say you're being naughty. Okay. All right. So we got Ministry of Education in the reverse. You're not learning. You're behaving bad and you're not learning. What are you doing wrong? Because you know a professional setting call for professional behavior. You know that this is your bread and butter. You know this is how you get your financial independence. Or do you have another stream of income so you can play around with this one? I mean, if you don't want to do this one, you can leave and dedicate your time to something else that's going to bring you in cash instead of being a nuisance. Why are you being naughty? So let's read on. So you're not learning. We got psychological manipulation. You like to play mind game. Let's read on. So we got hospital that talks about healing. Assassin. You're a rebel without a cause. And you're going to end up needing to go to a loan shark. And how you going to pay them back? When you misbehave at work and you get fired and you have no money to take care of your financial responsibilities, how are you going to get money? You're going to have to go to a loan shark. And then when you get the money from the loan shark, if you get the money from the loan shark, how are you going to pay them back, my friend? Have you thought about that? We're here to help you to think about that. So what's the reason why you're misbehaving at work? Is it because you don't like doing it? Is it because there's somebody there that you don't like? You need to identify what the problem is, why you choose not to behave properly at work, and try to do something to correct it, because you need to make money. You need to eat. You need a roof over your head. And even if you're living with somebody, it'd be nice for you to give them some money, because they have to pay money to keep a roof over both your heads. You have financial responsibilities. You can't afford to be playing games. If you don't like the work, try and find one that you like and leave this one. Don't leave this one before you find one that you like. Why are you doing this work if you don't like it? Are you a victim of parents? Because, you know, parents like to force things on their children. You know, these parents, they like to dictate their children's destinies as if they're God. They don't allow us to be ourselves, unfortunately. Are you a victim of that, or are you just a bad boy? I did a reading for Cancer. Every time I do a reading for Cancer, Cancer is behaving badly. Whether it's a barber or a hairdresser now. Usually it's the barber, now it's the hairdresser. But this is what I found out, because I got curious, because it's like, so too many times I've done readings for you, Cancer. Maybe not you. And every time you're in trouble, every time it's difficulty. I was like, what the hell is the problem? So then I did a reading in that reading, because I was curious, like, what one? It turns out that Cancer is just a natural rebel. Like, it's like the environment, the hairdressing environment is too formal, it's too tame, it's too nice. It calls for good behavior. You can't raise your voice too loud. Cancer wanted to be free to be an animal. That Cancer, anyway, that kept coming up in the reading, or those Cancers, they wanted to be free. So I'm like, yo, you need to go either do street fighting or MMA fighting or kickboxing. You need to find something where you are expending your energy. You need to find a place where you can release your beast. So I don't know if that's your problem. I'm just telling you this because, just in case this is your problem, you can start to make arrangements to get into something that you can actually dedicate yourself to, where you're happy. Because when you're happy and you're making money doing it, you become exceptional, because you put in overtime and you don't even realize you're putting in overtime, because it's something that you love. So if this isn't something that you love, you need to assess yourself to find out what it is that you do love to do, and then make the arrangements to segue from this into that, because while you're trying to find your way into what really makes your heart sing, the environment that really makes you comfortable, you need to be paying your rent, you need to be paying your financial dues. So I suggest that you don't let go of this one until you have secured your next place of work or line of work, as it may be. Okay? So that's the first thing. So at the bottom of the deck, we got adolescent. Not quite adult yet. You're working on it. You're getting there. And we got Obeah dark magic, just giving problems. It don't mean you're a Obeah, it just means just problem. Problem. And look, we got the judicial system coming in next for this war. Problem, Cancer. What a go on? You're getting in trouble again. Good Lord. So we got the mayor coming in, somebody with power to clean this shit up. Cleaner. Because you think that you're Mr. or Mrs. World, well, Mr. World Domination. You feel like you can just run things however you feel like. It doesn't work that way, my dear. Unfortunately, even if it was your own business, you can't just do things like that, because then your clients won't be feeling safe, they won't be feeling happy, they won't like the customer service. So if this is not the line of work for you, my darling, it's time for you to admit that to this person. Let them know that you feel that way and tell them what you would really like to be doing. And maybe they know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who could give you the hookup so that you stop being a nuisance in the hairdressing salon around all them sharp equipment, because you might piss off the wrong person. Okay? So I'm trying not to make this such a heavy reading, but we have to keep it real. Alright? If you don't like this line of work, if you don't like where you work, whatever it is that you don't like, find it. Suss yourself out. Have a serious conversation with yourself. Find out what the problem is. Just be honest with yourself. Whatever answer you find, that's going to be your first step to making corrections. So whether you need to leave there or leave the line of work itself and find a new one, you will know what the answer is. You have to be honest with yourself though. Ask yourself, why do I keep doing this? What makes me so unhappy here? Okay? So you need to do a deep dive, okay? Yeah, you need to hospitalize the assassin in you. Shit, maybe that's your next line of work. Maybe you're supposed to be an assassin. Everybody's built for something. Find where you fit in and get in there, because that's where you're going to excel at. Just have some principles, okay? Don't just go and delete people just because they ask you to. Okay? Become an independent agent so you can call the shots. Okay? Make everybody in the industry know this is how I roll. If you don't like my principles, don't even call my phone, go give me no job. Okay? Because you're not going to make me rack up no bad karma. Okay? Yes, I off people for a living, but I have principles. Because I don't want to get into trouble with God or the universe or other people hunting me for the rest of my life. So you need to set your vibe how you feel it will suit you best. When you're an independent contractor, you can do that. So anybody who don't like your principles and how you work, make them know, so no even bother call your phone. There's somebody out there for people like you, however you choose to set up your thing. But you need to find where you fit in. Okay? So you can stop feeling frustrated and then putting your frustrations out into the public, frustrating other people as well. All right, my dear. So I hope that this here helped you. Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. World Domination is just a diversion. You're diverting from what the problem truly is. You're trying to conquer everybody because you're not addressing the actual underlying problem here. Okay? So you're projecting your energy in the wrong direction. You're expending your energy in the wrong way. What you actually are frustrated, and if you had the answers as to why you're frustrated, then you'll be able to send that energy out in the right direction, trying to do the research that you need to get into whatever it is that you actually want to do that's gonna bring out the best in you. You understand? Instead of being a nuisance for everybody else, because it's making you look bad. All when you're a nice person. Your frustration, your uncontrolled frustrations is giving you a bad reputation. You know what I'm saying? So, I wish you well sorting that out. Until next time, darling.